Welcome to another episode of Conversations. We are honored to have in the studio with us today Daniela Jean, candidate for commissioner in North Miami Beach, Group 3. Welcome, Daniela. How are you today?
Naomi, I'm doing excellent. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you know what? The honor is all ours, and we are grateful that you accepted our invitation. And we just want to get to know you a little bit more to understand your candidacy, why you're running, and ultimately the vision that you have for North Miami Beach.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And just to open up, really, Daniela, for everyone that is watching here tonight, if they're hearing you for the first time, we would love to hear a little bit about your story and for you to tell us, who is Daniela Jean?
Well, that's a loaded question, but it's a beautiful one. I've been a resident of North Miami Beach most of my life. I grew up in North Miami Beach, born in Paris, France. And so at the age of 6, North Miami Beach was a place that I resided, and I'm still there. I love people. I'm a creative. I'm a communicator. I'm a leader. And I'm an author. So many titles that I have been blessed to have. And basically, I'm a servant. I've been helping people. I've been serving individuals for all of my life. So it's embedded in me. I love, like I said, I'm a creative, so anything that deals with music, writing, arts, fashion, it's me. That's me in a nutshell.
Wow, so born in Paris, France. Tell us a little bit about that and your journey to North Miami Beach.
Okay, well, my parents from Haiti moved to France after they got married, and they were living there for about 15 years, and then decided to come here and live in the States. And so English was my second language. French was my first, and then I learned Creole, I learned American Sign Language, a little Spanish too. So it has been a beautiful experience just to embrace the American culture, and also to know that I have, born in another country, but was able to basically live out the American dream, so to speak.
Absolutely. Wow, well, you are quite an interesting young woman. So tell us what life was like growing up in NMB.
Well, the beautiful thing about North Miami Beach is that all the cultures are there. And so I was pleasured to attend Fulford Elementary School. I went to John F. Kennedy and even graduated from North Miami Beach Senior High. And so I'm a Miami girl. I've been raised here. I know all the ins and outs of the city. And it's just been a pleasure just to be able to adapt to a place where you call it home. You call it home.
Absolutely. As you know, we are living in historic times, especially for Black women. I would definitely say that it is another level for Black women of Haitian descent. Tell us, what inspired you to run for office?
Well, I'll take you back to when I graduated college. And, most people want their children to succeed. And so my parents were like, anything that you do in the medical field, you'll be a winner. And so my undergrad was in biology, in ultrasound. And then I was just like, this is not necessarily for me. And so I had the awesome opportunity to intern I was about 23 or 24 for a local councilwoman. And in that, I was like an intern. I was helping pick up the phone, and I was seeing the background of government, of political office, of running a campaign. And that kind of sparked my interest. I've always been a natural leader, but that was like my first preview into government, into politics. And so then I'm ushered into working in government. And 8 years later, I decide to run for office in my city.
And up until this point, we want our viewers to know that this is a runoff.
Right.
You actually ran a race that was a 6-way race with 5 other candidates, you being the 6th, and you came in first. So tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, it was a humbling experience. Myself and one other person, it was our first time running. Everyone else had stakes in the community in the essence of being advocates in that particular community. And so me coming in as someone who lives here, someone who breathes here, someone who enjoys it here and I was basically coming at the intersection of my purpose and the intersection of me being able to bring change to my city. And so the experience of running was a very interesting one, especially with COVID. The usual tactics of knocking on doors and fundraising and all the hoopla, all that was gone, and you were just left with the bare bones of running a campaign. And so being a newbie, people are like, should I give, should I not? And so we were running a skeleton crew. A couple people were helping, but we knocked on doors nevertheless. We made phone calls. We did everything that we possibly could to get closer to that place. So just getting the number one spot, it was a destiny moment. I call it a destiny moment.
Absolutely.
And it was very humbling as well.
And so you're at the number one spot, you're a newbie, you're running for the very first time, and you actually see the results. What goes through your mind at that point?
Well, me being an introvert, I was like, can I go to bed and then and then
Can I take a nap?
Can I take a nap and then, start again the next day? But I was very humbled. I think that was the main experience or emotion that I experienced from seeing the results. And like I said, the competitors, they put in a lot of work into this. Absolutely. And so to know that I was the number one, it was an awesome moment for me.
Right, out of 14,000 voters, you landed 4,900 and change.
Yes.
So, honestly, that was really impressive. And I think that kudos to you for having the courage. As I stated earlier, this is a historic year for Black women, but in our community, our Haitian American community, n'est pas facile pour une fille courir.
Right.
Pas vrai, et ou jeune toujours. Pas vrai, et pour prendre et step ça et pour faire travail là durant pandémie et puis ou comprendre on va pas prendre all the nuances of running for a campaign, and you did it and you came in first. I honestly want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Kudos to you. Kudos to you. So, you're running to become a commissioner for North Miami Beach. Tell us, as you understand it, what is the role of a commissioner?
The role of a commissioner is very broad and at the same time very narrow, right? You can say that the commissioner is like a gatekeeper for the city. You're basically protecting it. You're also making sure that it runs properly. You're also serving as the legislative branch. You're dealing with ordinances, you're dealing with business owners, you're dealing with individuals who want to make business with the city. Though the city has various departments that also handle its day-to-day, you're basically the top. You're at the top. And with the help of the city manager, of course, you're making decisions that will benefit the residents of the city. But you're also serving as a liaison between City Hall and the community, because you're representing the people that elected you. You're making sure that their quality of life stays intact while being fiscally responsible, while making sure that everyone feels like they're part of the fabric of that city. So that's what the commissioner does in a nutshell.
And you have a platform, right? Just for the interest of time, tell us, what are your 3 main priorities, and why have you chosen those priorities?
I would start with education. I feel like when I was knocking on doors and speaking to residents, they were not really well aware of the programs and the things that the city offered. And so by educating our residents, we're able to empower them to attend commission meetings, to make decisions as far as maybe being on a board. And so education is very important. People ask me, why are my property taxes high? Or different things that we need to educate our community. And that's one of the first premises. I've always been an advocate for youth, and so I wanted more personal development programs that help our community grow, especially with COVID, unemployment being so high. We want to make sure that our residents are well versed in what's happening and also able to better themselves in the process. Housing. We're seeing a lot of homeowners who are in need of home improvements, affordable housing. So the housing opportunities that are available through county programs, through federal programs, we want to be able to tap into those things so that people can see North Miami Beach as a place that they want to actually come. And the third is the environment. We have businesses, we have residents, and we just want to make sure that people are safe, especially with COVID, a lot of the precautions that need to be taken. I want to make sure that our city stays safe. A lot of people said they want more patrolling. They want to see more officers around. And so we want to make sure that North Miami Beach is an environment that people can thrive in.
You know, Daniela, North Miami Beach is a diverse city, right? And somebody may say that, as you stated, she's a newbie. You know, what makes her qualified to be our next commissioner? What do you believe your qualifications are?
Well, number one, I live in the city. I've lived in the city for over 25 years. Two, I have government experience. The day-to-day operations of government, that's knowledge that I have. I have 8 years of it working in risk management, dealing with helping to solve problems. That's part of my job description. And so I bring that to the table, and I also bring my compassion for individuals. And I think that especially in the time that we're in, we have to have compassion. And thirdly, respect. We cannot undermine the power of respecting their choices, their cultures, and making sure we're inclusive. And I think that's what I bring to the table. My education speaks for itself, and I'm a person of integrity that also speaks for itself as well. So I'm bringing a lot to the table.
So let's talk about diversity, because as we mentioned earlier, it is a diverse city, and it is made up of many different communities coming together to be one city.
Right.
So what do you believe that you specifically bring to the table that is going to ensure that everyone is served?
Inclusion. Everybody needs to be heard, understood, and respected. I think that's powerful. I remember growing up in North Miami Beach, there was something called the Italian Festival. It was a beautiful festival where you learned about Italian culture, you ate Italian food, you know, things like that that help us to understand that though we're different, we're all the same. And the element that we cannot fail to include in this equation is inclusion, because there's so many diverse representation in our city. We have to make sure that we're celebrating the diversity within it. So making sure that we're inclusive, that's the element.
Okay, and right now, what would you say the population is? What are the numbers?
We're about, out of 100%, we're about 51% Caucasian. Mm-hmm. The other 50%, you have a mix of Latino, Black, Asian, and every other nationality in there. So we're a wide variety of cultures within the city of North Miami Beach.
And I understand that from your perspective, you would also represent an age group that is not necessarily represented right now. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, millennials, right? Millennials are usually considered the group that doesn't want to work hard, that wants everything served, the microwave society. And we see that they're the numbers that are now starting to vote, now starting to take interest in government. And so even for someone like me who does have governmental experience, to give individuals that push, that to incentivize, to say, hey, listen, take ownership in your community, educate yourself. You don't just have to live here, you can be part of what happens here. I think is a very important message that we have to convey, especially to the millennials out there. Let's get involved. We got to get involved.
With that said, we'll be right back. Due to COVID-19, many organizations need a safe and equipped place to host meetings and to broadcast live on many social media platforms. BL Workspace can help. All you really need to do is come in and start your live events with whom you wish to connect with. You can connect with church congregations, small businesses, or throw a concert. We are here to help. With a crew of 1 or 2 people and with a strict social distance protocol in place, this is the place where you can hold your virtual meetings. BL Workspace, connecting people and organizations. Call us now to book 786-440-8121. You can also connect with us on Instagram at BL Workspaces. Quand pile haïtien k'ap gade kounye, yo ka di c'est pour première fois y ap tande yo pas de konon déjà nan segment premier segment qui passé ou expliquer que vous avez 8 ans de pour travailler dans le gouvernement. Ça veut dire ça que ou pas yo novice, pas vrai, ou avez expérience là, ou travaille spécifiquement dans risk management et que ou fait dans la communauté ou aller dans high school dans la communauté ou grandir dans la communauté et ou pensez que ou dans bon état pour servir la communauté comme un elected official. Pour moun k'ap tande et en bon créole, ba yon ti description qui est souillé et qui travaille ou ta remè fait dans la communauté dans moment ça.
OK, nom c'est Daniela Jean. Et raison pour laquelle je senti que moment ça c'est un moment pour le peuple, c'est parce que nous avons besoin de représentation. Nous avons besoin de gens qui parlent pour nous. Nous avons besoin de gens qui parlent pour nous et qui comprennent la culture là, et qui comprennent la langue là. So, en plus de fois, nous voyons que nous avons besoin d'aide, mais nous ne savons pas qui est pour parler. Nous ne savons pas qui est qui a bataille pour eux. Et quand nous mettons un monde qui parle la langue, nous, qui comprend la culture, nous recevons plus d'informations, plus d'aide, plus de programmes, et toute communauté a qu'à lever. Pas seulement ça, jeunes qui ont besoin d'un modèle, jeunes qui ont grandi dans le pays, qui ont besoin d'un modèle, qui ont besoin d'un monde comme tu as dit, ils ne savent pas qui exemple pour suivre. N'a mené plus moun, plus leader qui a aidé les jeunes à grandir pour commencer à faire changement dans la communauté. So that's part of the reason. C'est la raison pour laquelle ça, nous avons pour le peuple à voter.
Et Daniela, nous voyons que ce n'est pas seulement que vous travaillez dans le gouvernement, ou bien l'autre travail que vous faites dans la communauté et dans l'église. Expliquez-nous le rôle que vous jouez dans l'église, qui travaille ou fait durant l'année que vous travaillez dans l'église.
Ça fait plus que 20 ans que je travaille avec jeunes dans la communauté. Et la majorité de jeunes, c'est dans l'église, différentes églises que je essayé d'aider. Dans l'année, ça a servi plus que 120 à 125 jeunes. Dans fois, ça m'apprend qui j'en peux habiller, qui j'en peux parler, des skills que je travaille.
Oui, soft skills.
Soft skills. Et tout, m'écrire un livre, et le livre, ça a aidé pour réaliser review. There you go. And so, moment ça très important à moi-même parce que je connais grand pile vie que me toucher.
Très bien. You know, you just shared a little bit about the work that you do in the churches that you have been involved in. And for those that are English speakers, share a little bit about your experience there and the impact that you have been making.
Okay. So I was saying that I've actually been serving my community in that capacity for about 20 years. I've been empowering youth, young adults. I even do a monthly broadcast that maybe reaches about 1,000 young adults, just empowering them to be positive, teaching them soft skills, teaching them leadership skills, feeding the homeless, doing a lot of community outreach. So it's been very impactful, and over the years I may have mentored over 150 youth. And so I've really poured my life's mission into empowering individuals.
So, Daniela, winning means different things to different people. What would it mean for you to win during this particular election? What is the message that you want to convey?
When you cross the finish line, you know, once you have time to relax and celebrate, once all that is done, it's what's important now. What's important now. Now that you've crossed the finish line, there's more work to be done. Now that you win, people are counting on you to literally change their lives, improve the quality of their lives. So the win is just the beginning of a new chapter of work, of inclusion, of celebrating those that haven't been celebrated and uplifting the community. And so the win means a lot. It means a lot.
Daniela, for someone who is watching right now and is saying, okay, you know, I can connect with her, I see myself in her, or I see her as somebody who can definitely represent our community. Tell us a little bit about what part did purpose play for you to actually take this road and run for office? You know, how are you connecting that with purpose?
Well, you know, this is like opportunity preparation. This is an intersection of so many different things. And being a person that works in local government, being a public figure or being somebody that is forthright is something that has been it has been my mission for a long time. And so taking the ownership and knowing that now I will be serving my community of over 45,000 plus residents, it's a purpose moment. It's not something that you take lightly. It's not something that you take with like a grain of salt. This is a purpose moment. This is a moment that is going to change lives. It's not something that I just woke up and said, oh, I think I'll decide to do that. It took months and years to really get to this moment. So this purpose moment is basically the gateway to so many opportunities for so many individuals in the North Miami Beach community. And as a leader, as a born leader, it's really a moment where purpose is birthed, and it also allows others to live vicariously through me.
Absolutely. So on November 3rd, you won the race, you came in first, and now November 17th, you are asking the voters of North Miami Beach to come back out again.
Right.
For many of the voters, they think that this is over, right? Or for some people, they think that maybe you won and they do not have another responsibility. Please explain to the voters, what is the process? What does it mean to be in a runoff, and exactly what it's going to take for you to actually win this seat?
Many people have had the same question. And so in my knocking on doors, in my meeting different residents, in all kind of cultures, all kind of people, all age groups, it was fun. It was fun to hear the issues. It was fun to know that there's hope. It was exciting to know that people are looking forward to change, right? And so when I saw that there were 6 candidates in the race, most people said that there would be a runoff, which means that no candidate was able to get to 50 plus 1, 50%, 51%. And so because of that, that automatically triggers a runoff. Because at the end of the day, though I got majority of the votes, I didn't get all of the votes to get me to that 51%. And so the top 2 individuals with the highest votes have to go into a runoff. And I think that's fair because the votes were divided 6 ways. And so now you're giving the community another chance to say, okay, this is definitely the person that we want. Yeah.
Okay, and how do you motivate people who actually, this election cycle has been a difficult one. So how do you motivate them to come back out just for one particular seat and ensure that you are the winner?
This vote is so important because it's going to dictate a lot of what happens at City Hall.
Specifically?
For example, the commissioner, the seat that was open is an open seat. Phyllis Smith was the councilwoman, the commissioner that was in that seat for 13 years. And so now it's an open seat.
Oh, wow.
It's an open seat. And so now it's a brand new ideas, innovation, change. All of that is going to dictate this seat. Meaning, whatever change you want to see, whatever innovations you want to come into the city, whoever occupies that seat is going to be the person that leads the way to that. In addition to the other colleagues who are on the dais, of course, but it's going to be a team effort. It's going to be a team effort. So this vote is very pivotal for the next 4 years. That individual is going to be making some very difficult decisions that are going to dictate the trajectory of where the city goes. So it's going to be an important vote. And so people have to take that responsibility. 7 to 7, you have 12 hours to come cast your vote.
So Daniela, if someone is watching right now and they want to get involved and they want to connect with you, tell us a little bit about what kind of operation you have going on right now and where they can reach you if they would like to donate or even volunteer. All
right, so the social media is so powerful right now. You can visit my website, which is www.votedaniella with 1 L. 4nmb.com. So vote Daniella 4nmb is my hashtag or is my handle for all other social media outlets. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you can connect me on Vote for Daniella 4nmb. So if you want to contact me for volunteering, you can go on the website. There's a link for you to be able to reach me. My cell number is on the website. I'll give it to you now, 305-699-3569, so that people can reach me through that. And our deadline for receiving donations ends on Thursday, so I can't receive anything past Thursday, but people are welcome to give.
Daniela, while you are connecting with the voters and you're letting them know that they need to come out on November 17th to vote for you to ensure that you are the next commissioner in North Miami Beach, tell us, for the people that are kind of may not have voted for you before, just quickly give them a message why they should consider you as a candidate if they didn't before.
Okay. If you want someone who's an independent thinker, if you want a team player, if you want someone who's passionate, who has a servant's heart, someone who's willing to work hard, listen, and execute, then I'm the person for the job. As a person who is a product of this North Miami Beach community, I want to give back, and I want to be a reflection of what the community is, which is basically a melting pot of so many different cultures, individuals from all walks of life who are aiming just to have a better quality of life, raise their children, have a home, and be able to live out the American dream. Then I'm the candidate, I'm the person that can represent you and represent you well.
We'll be right back. Due to COVID-19, many organizations need a safe and equipped place to host meetings and to broadcast live on many social media platforms. BL Workspace can help. All you really need to do is come in and start your live events with whom you wish to connect with. You can connect with church congregations, small businesses, or throw a concert. We are here to help. With a crew of 1 or 2 people and with a strict social distance protocol in place, this is the place where you can hold your virtual meetings. BL Workspace, connecting people and organizations. Call us now to book 786-440-8121. You can also connect with us on Instagram at BL Workspaces. Daniela, thank you so very much for joining us. So we want to give you just one last time to make your pitch to every single voter in North Miami Beach so that you can become the next commissioner, Group 3.
Yes. Thank you again for this awesome opportunity. And voters of North Miami Beach, residents of North Miami Beach, you literally have 7 more days, right, to come out and vote again. I know you thought it was over, but it's not over. There is a runoff. And right now, your vote matters, but what also matters is your voice. Your ability to express the needs, your desires, your vision, what you want to see. And I am the candidate to help execute your vision. This is not just one person that's going to do this. This is a collective. This is a group effort, and you're part of that. So your vote is needed, and your voice is needed. So express your concerns, express your vision, because I am the candidate to execute and to make sure that we respect each other and bring integrity and respect to what we're doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this wraps up our conversation with Daniela Jean. Thank you so very much for tuning in. We are here to serve you and to ensure that you meet the candidates that are running to serve our community. Until next time, have a balanced day.